Marvel Rivals has a big problem, and it's not what you think. Let's talk about it. Yo everybody, Big Unk Chaos, here to give you nieces and nephews my take on why no one's having fun in Marvel Rivals anymore and what we can do to fix it as a community. I think that this game started off with a lot of support, a lot of hype, and a lot of love, but through collective toxicity, character balance changes, and people just losing overall interest of it, we've seen that slowly die down bit by bit these past couple months. Now, me personally, I believe that the game has suffered for three key reasons. The first being toxicity, and I want to talk about that in depth a little bit here. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to want to admit this, and a lot of us want to toss the buck on someone else, cast the blame elsewhere, but I'm gonna be honest with all of you. Most of us, if not all of us, are toxic. I'm gonna be real here. I'm toxic, absolutely. If I have a game where I feel like I do my best and my team screws me over, I'm tilted, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not calling anyone slurs or doing anything dramatic like that, but I'm definitely one to vocalize my complaints, and I'll ask someone to switch. And I think part of the reason why the toxicity has been amped up so much is the fact that you can't hold people accountable in this game for basically anything. The second you give an opinion on someone needing to swap or someone needing to change or someone doing something different, they look at you sideways and act as if you just insulted their entire family lineage. I get the most obtuse teammates at times. I think I talked about that sometimes before. I get an Ultron and a Jeff. Meanwhile, the enemy team will have a Susan and, I don't know, Loki. Maybe they'll have a Luna and a Cloak. And the whole time, my team would rather fight this uphill battle and use Ultron and Jeff. And it tilts me. It tilts me when I have teammates who could easily make a modification. The second reason I think the game's gotten a little bit more toxic is rank. Now, with most games, the rank scene is going to be a little bit more toxic because it's more competitive. People want to play to win. Some people want to play just for fun. You know, you get off of work, got that long day, you know, you want to just take a break, you know, maybe smoke a doobie, drink a beer, whatever you guys do in your off time, it's none of my business. But the competitive element of it has definitely changed the game. Back when Quick Match was the only thing out really for the most part, people were having a lot of fun. You'd see different characters, different swaps. Now you see people straight up throwing games because you take their character. Another point about the, I guess, the competitive scene, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the toxicity of it, people banning other people's characters. I don't know what this epidemic is of like hating on your own teammate. I mean, I get it. You don't want to fight against a Spider-Man and you don't want to take that 50-50 where your teammate loses. But if you know you're just going to tilt somebody or you hear them, you know, vocalize, hey, please don't ban Spider-Man. I'm really good with him. You know, I've got the skills to back it up or whatever. And you still do it. I'm sorry, but you're kind of an asshole. I'm sorry. I get it. We all have that Black Panther that goes 0 and 17. I 100% get that. I know your struggles. I get your pain. That being said, banning your teammates' character is a great way to take an L quicker than anything. The last thing I think that really contributes to the toxicity within the game is gonna be the character pool. I want you all to realize that over half of the roster, and this is before Blade was even included, over half of this roster is full of duelists. That means players who are only focused on essentially fighting for themselves. And I'm not saying that. I've talked about this a lot. I'm not saying that duelists are terrible people, although most of us are. I also play a lot of classes. I flex. So I'm included within that. And I don't think that duelists are necessarily a bad people. But the fact that the developers have put way more effort into giving us fighters and duelists than, I don't know, strategists and vanguards, it kind of limits the pool. You have setups to where you have 5, 6 even duelists at times, and you're wondering what the heck's going on? Why isn't anyone, you know, progressing? Why isn't anyone stopping this tomfoolery from occurring? How come no one's switching? And a lot of people have talked about it's the fun element. It's not fun playing a strategist. It's not fun dying to Black Panther 30 times. It's not fun playing a tank and no one's looking at you and everyone's healing the 0 and 17 Spider-Man. It's not fun being the person who's expected to not only fight in the front, but also peel when you're the only Vanguard. And it's definitely not fun being an Invisible Woman when you've got flankers like Psylocke, Spider-Man, and even, of course, a big Black Panther coming in at your side everywhere you go. But you wanna know what is fun for people? Fighting, attacking, killing the enemy. It's fun. It's simple. It's a very easy, simple task, more so than easy. It's very simple. All you got to worry about doing is dropping bodies. You don't have to worry about looking back for anyone. And most of them don't even think they have to worry about peeling. I know a lot of you are going to be coming for me in the comment section saying, well, that's not true at all. Only bad duelists play like that. I'm calling bullshit. I want you to observe our Moon Knight. Who has he peeled for this entire game? Originally, when we started this off, I was going to play someone different. But I went Namor because we needed some help and our backline was getting fried, you know? I decided to make that call and change things up. I also like Namor, but I noticed that my job gets a lot more enjoyable, a lot less irritating when I'm the duelist. I don't know what it is about that either. I believe that the option of over 21 different duelists means you're essentially never going to get bored with the class. Whereas as a strategist, you've only got so many options to play with, and most of them can't output the same amount of damage or have the self-sustainment that the average duelist player gets. Moon Knight gets evasion. You got Star-Lord, evasion, Spider-Man, evasion, Black Panther, evasion. Even Black Widow has a sprint. That makes no sense to me. Whereas other people have to fight through and just, play uphill battles, you've got people on here who can run and engage in combat. And on one end of things, I get that. You want to make sure that your duelists don't need 24/7 pockets in order to get the job done. Understandable. However, when you have so many more people who want to explore different classes, or you want to have people explore the classes, you want to incentivize them, you're going to need more characters in your pool. Blade should not have been the next character to come out. I know we've been hyped about him forever, but we did not need another duelist. We just didn't. We needed another strategist. We needed another Vanguard. Hell, maybe even a hybrid class between a Vanguard and a strategist, because at this point, no one wants to play those roles. People want to feel as though they have impact on the game. When you're playing as Rocket and you get shitted on for, shooting for 5 seconds, or you're playing as Cloak and you don't, you're not Dagger the entire game, people don't like that. People tend to get a little angry at you. So as a strategist and a Vanguard, there's more pressure on you than I feel any other role. So how do we have fun in Marvel Rivals? A lot of people, have been wondering about this. What does it take to actually enjoy the game? And I think it's the exploration of different classes and characters. If you're having a terrible time on Duelist, if you for some reason can't win, just take the L. Swap. I don't know what it is about strategists where everyone thinks it's this cone of shame to heal your teammates, to protect people. I am a Lord on 8 out of the 10 strategists in this game. A Lord. And I know that doesn't mean everything. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're good. You know what it does mean? It means that I've played it. It means I've played a different class. I'm also a Lord on Emma. I'm also a Lord on about 5 different duelists. You want to know why? Because I diversify my portfolio. And honestly, it's led to the more exciting games that I've had. Part of the ways I've explored different people is looking online and seeing, what do people hate playing? What are some characters that no one's enjoying? I actually got into Black Panther before I realized that he was good. And then I got off that because, he's just banned in every rank. And I tried him out. I'm like, okay, a Black Panther. I've never participated and played this before. Let me try him out. And at first, I'm like, okay, this guy's mid-pack. He's not good. I'm going to just go back to Wolverine. But after some time, I realized it's all about the timing with him. And by changing my perspective, I was actually able to play a different character, do well, and now I think that I can include Black Panther in some of my rosters. I'm not saying I'd play him in, top pick or he's my first choice, but he is definitely someone I feel confident using. I think a lot more players would have more fun if they played different classes. But what is it about strategists and Vanguard that really turns people off? Well, again, I think we come back to the whole element of needing to rely on others as well as help others. As a duelist, all you got to do, theoretically, is kill people and ask for assistance. If you can get that, you're able to, shortcut some of these problems and catch those dubs. Whereas as a strategist, I'm sorry, I don't care how good you are. By yourself, you are not going to be able to clear this out. You're just not. A strategist can't solo carry. It's not one of the roles you would pick if you wanted a solo carry. So my advice to all of you would be this. If you want to have more fun in Marvel Rivals, play a different class. Try something new. Hell, pick up Black Panther. Maybe you're one of those people who's always wanted to play Spider-Man and you never could. Well, guess what? Everyone hates him this season, so now might be the best chance. Without further ado, thank you all so much for watching, and if this video helped at all, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.